making sure, because sometimes they mess with recording too. It happened to me. Yeah. Oh, I see you as a like an amphibian creature right away. But it's interesting, you're actually dressed in this gray blue like scuba diver suit, but it's not a scuba diver suit, it's some program or something like that. It's like there are 4 of you and you're swimming quickly. This is the part that you shapeshift. Your feet shapeshift into those of an amphibian being, and they become webbed. The suit is like, it looks light gray when you're on the surface, but then it turns like shiny gray with a tint of blue underwater. I see you going straight under all 4 of you. You just come up to the cave, and all of a sudden, the regular looking cave made out of rocks looks like it has the opening, and the gates are like slide open, and you go down. It's like a passageway, like a tunnel, and then the tunnel curves, and on the curve, there's another cave that you go in, and there's like a computer room. There's one computer, it looks very old fashioned, like a big box type thing, monitor, and you type something. Basically, I mean, one of these people types something, and you're just watching, standing behind his left shoulder, and there's some data comes up because I see like symbols and numbers and letters are running across the screen, and you just take that. It slides out like underneath computer. It's just like it slides out as a folder, as a file. That you take it and you get out of the cave quickly, like real quickly, because I see the tunnel goes all the way down, like the way it goes, kind of like in diagonal down, probably some underground bases. Ursus, yes, Ursus. Huh. Ursus underground, Ursus underground base. It's Atlantic Ocean. That's where you are. What is the... Here's an interesting kind of logo on the left shoulder that you have. It's like a triangle with the like an eagle, but it's not a German eagle. It's actually a flying eagle because I see it. Like the side almost with the wings spread. It's like a regular looking biological, eagle, not like a logo type thing. And he's flying over the sea. So what I see next, you're picked up by a helicopter. It's interesting. And you're brought to just some underground facility in New Mexico. I've seen this before. There's like 3 underground dome type structures, and they go to the mountain. The mountain looks hollow, and there are different types of... So there's like there's fighter jets, they're just regular military ones, mixed up with the round spacecrafts. And the round spacecrafts, I see phelinoids in there. They're pretty big. I don't see any females, just males. Was his belts? All the wear is a belt. Some ammunition of some instruments that they have. You go to some commander, officer, and there's like a big glass room. It's an interesting thing, but I feel like I can't understand. You walk into the physical room. It looks like physical walls and everything, and it's a round. But then all of a sudden I see you on the moon in the command center, operation command center. It's an interesting thing. So it's like a jump room basically, because the room I see you now, that's a totally different room. But in between, when I stopped, when I froze, what was happening, I saw the whole room turned into just like a big flattened, like a bubble with a flattened ceiling and the bottom. Yeah, and you're in one of those biodomes, I guess, on the moon, underground, in the same room. I see some interesting device. It's just like the room starts spinning, because it looks like this, and then the device looks like the one, like the spinner, that it's fixed, but then it can go in circles too, but it's a slight motion. I don't know why they're doing it. It's almost like there's something related to vibration, the vibrational frequency. They need to change it of your bodies to become lighter. Yeah, it's like you're changing more into rather 4D than from your original. But then I see a huge reptilian walking in, like a big reptilian. It's muscular. Kind of see his legs. You have to go like all the way up to see his face. And he's the one who is supposed to instruct you what to do next. I'm trying to think. So he's just standing there, and he's all of a sudden there's just like a screen, like a hologram in front, and he's saying, "Hey, that's what you're gonna do on the next mission." But I feel it's always related to you changing into an amphibian being to do things underwater rather than on the surface. But then what comes to me, that you also save the children of world, but you figured that out. As I understand, there is a group of basically those who are involved in this kind of programs, and they got together and figured out how to go against the system. But let's go all the way back. Leave this now, the meeting. So I disconnect from that one. I'm just gonna go to see where you come from. I got the Andromeda, and I got the I see like a little blinking star, and it's blinking. I'm getting close to it. And you say that you're living on that star. It's actually kind of blue, but with a hint of yellow. The blue ones are usually very young stars. But this got the yellow around, so it's turning into, it's more mature. When it's completely yellow, it's like a wise old star type thing. But how I see you, I just see you as a floating energy. I see you as a, like a big drop of water, but it's blue and green in nature, turquoise like that. So, and it just it changes its shape, but it's floating around the surface of that star, and it's connected to the essence of that star. It's like your mother's, yeah. The star's essence created lots of kind of like when a cell starts dividing, that's what happened. Created your essence and many other ones, and you communicate with each other. You're just kind of basically traveling around the surface of that star to, because it's like a mechanism of supporting the vibrational field around, like the atmospheric type, and also protective layer. And I see little tiny, I see like a cigar shaped, more like short cylindrical shape, the flying, absolutely transparent in, yeah, because it's they make themselves transparent, translucent spacecraft. Let's see one side. Oh, those famous one, the like Nordic type looking beings with blue eyes. Because I see only one and two, so I see two. There's a male and female on that spacecraft, and the male is in front, female is on the back, and that's the cylinder type thing, the capsule. But it's absolutely transparent. I can totally see them. And what they do, they have this container that he grabs like this, and he just flies there. He just flies to the surface. He cannot get too close, but he literally like drops the container and it lands on the surface of that star, which is interesting because the star is in the seventh dimension, so it's all energetic. The container has the translucent, they're like transparent. They're like jellyfish when it dries out up, like that. Little tiny spiders. They're very, the body looks like a drop of water, but then there's like 8 legs. And then this sign, I saw it somewhere on the back of on his back. It's like a cross, but the cross he has made out of those stretched out droplets, or drops. That's like a shape of it. And then there is like a crisscross of red in the middle, because red and black, and the spider is kind of whitish but transparent. And there's lots of them, just hundreds of them. And they're starting to cover the planet, the star. They're parasitic in nature because I see like there's something coming out in front. So it's like a little, like the fly or mosquito unfolds. It's a little tubular, whatever it's called. Yeah, it's like they start sucking the connecting to the underneath to the directly to the essence of the star to drain its energy. And you, all of you, are actually trying to push them away with your energetically. It's like going on a struggle. But the problem is this particular, it's like nanobots. They really are. They're just a program to do what they're supposed to do, and you don't know what to do about it because you've never dealt with any AI technology. You don't understand why you can't connect until telepathically to those creatures. And then I see how they took you. They basically scooped up. There's just like there's like a device that they use. It's like a huge tube connected to the atmosphere, like overlays of energy. We can call it atmosphere of this particular star, and they connect this big. It creates like a portal type, but then there's a wave that of energy that kind of sucks you into that particular. It sucks you all the way in. Little by little, sort of like little balls of jello coming inside, but these are the ones. I see like 68 of you got inside, and they just put you in this massive container all together. It looks like a big glass like fish tank type thing. It's on the floor. And here's the interesting part, that they are spacecraft rather grew. I don't know how that happened, but when they put that container in, it expanded to accommodate the size of that container. And they're doing is, and then I see Alaskan underground base. It's in Alaska. It's actually, they're all connected. The other, all those Antarctica ones are connected with the other ones, and I see the Greenland ones, all kind of like connected through the tunneling system. All those underground, but I see in Alaska, and I see that container is being transported and they land there, but they fly away. And then I see the other ones. They're more like tall whites because they're much taller and slightly different features. They take their container, and I see there's a lab with a mantis being, and the lab coats working. There are 20 of them, but they take that container and they insert it into a bigger one, and once inserted, the side of that small one melt, and you come out, and it's like a strange, it's not water inside. It's like a pretty thick jello type substance that you get stuck in. You literally get stuck. You can move. But that container has a lot of different kinds of souls like that. Different shapes and colors. Sorry. Yeah. And you're right in the corner. And as I understand, there's openings on all the sides of the container, and they will take you one by one to see in your particular species. They're trying to see if you're all the same or you're different ones, and they discover that you are different. Each of you has different personality, different set of characteristics, and different DNA, because that's what they're interested in. they understand that you can change your DNA. You can, the way you mold your body, and you're so flexible and jello-like, the same thing, you can add strands of DNA, you can take away whatever you want, you can do. I think that's why they're interested in you. Because you can modify easily, you can adapt to the environment, and you can use or creative and as a creator being a new strand of DNA and insert it into already existed one. So, and then I basically see you like a little girl in the slightly like blue dress running across the meadow, and I hear some Czech language. I feel like it's around somewhere Prague, but it's in some village. You're 6-year-old, and I see you running, and I see this strange thing happening. I see the grandmother, but then the grandmother turns into a lizard, and the lizard looks like a dark brown skin, pretty old kind of rather skin, and just a typical lizard, but it also looks a bit like one of those dinosaurs. And it's got I can see the teeth and everything. And then she turns back into the grandmother. And what I got is like the whole family, their lineage is overtaken by reptilian beings like that. And they're very much interested in your, just not only taking your energy, but also in your DNA. They would want to they want to create babies basically with your species, with that kind of DNA, and to experiment on that. So the grandmother in that life, and this is not even the first life, this is life number 5 that I see. And I see that there are 120 lives. This is 120th right now. So basically how it ends up, she opens up a portal for you like this, and you run into the portal because you trust your grandma, and that's what you see. You don't see what I see because I touched her, I read her DNA. She turned into the reptilian, and you walk into the platform. It's like a metallized platform, and the platform has like artificial trees and everything artificial. You just know it's not breathing, it's not alive. And you start playing with all that, and even with little lizards kind of running through the puddles at the surface. But they all artificially created. And as I see this, the interesting thing, the platform is metallic, but it's round, and it starts lighting up. When it lights up, it's like scans your body, and it scans everything, your mental, the thinking, the rational mind, everything, how you think, how you feel, all the impulses in the brain, kind of reads it all. And then it just lights up, the whole platform lights up, but you don't see it. You're just trying to play there. There's like all kinds of little rocks around. And then you go back, and as I understand, she actually does it with you every year like that. And sometimes more than once in a year, to just see how your parameters change. The real grandma was taken though. because this is a totally reptilian, that they take her on a spacecraft and then they put her back down, and she has like memory loss back and forth. She doesn't know what happened and why she lost time, because the lost time for her was when the reptilian would take over and basically project her image through the hologram around himself. But that in this life already seeing implants, so I think the implants they start doing from the life number 5, because there's like two tubes connected to the back, and then there's like a half type metallic pipe, or yeah, half circle type thing, and it goes into the into the temple area. Here it ends up. But then I see the little things in the ears and little it's almost like what do you call those, lenses in the eyes, but behind, so they can scan the environment, they can see through your eyes, and they can also record the situations they put you in, and then they record how you react, and they would read all the signs of your nervous system, central nervous system, as a driving mechanism to all the reactions and connector for all the energy bodies and the mental emotional bodies. That's where they are. But I see they created hybrids. It seems like those hybrids are in those programs too, because I see them underwater. They kind of look different. They look interesting. They look like those Nordics, but they also look like they got the flexibility that you had, and they have a little bit of your features too, like their eyes look more like yours. So I'm just going to, and now your subconscious just we're just kind of in your energy sphere right now, and calling all those Nordic beings. So there are 2 of them, and male and female. So basically what your subconscious did is you called all the beings and everybody who doesn't belong to you to come out, because you order them, you discovered them, and therefore the tables have turned and they're your prisoners now. You're not the one they can control anymore. So I see the 2 Nordics, and then I see some little creatures, but you have to see where they come from. They almost look like a bog ant type insectoid, but standing on their feet. Oh, I understand. They are the ones who help. They're like machines. They're like little grays. Because he also came as the mantis in charge of that lab that you put you in, and the mantis in charge uses those little insectoid type looking beings, must look like flies, but also like partially gray type thing too, but mostly like insects, and they're the helpers, because there's like 6 of them came, and mantis is smart, is you called him now, and there's just this 2 whites also came, because they are the ones who are really in charge of the whole lab, the genetic lab type thing. So you're asking first, here's what to do. You put like a big screen in the energy sphere and you stand behind the screen. And I see you telepathically ask the Nordic ones, which implants did they put in you? And that one in the head is from them. But I also see some, it's like the, in the body, before your waist, they're like snowflake crystalline type implants. They're actually, they're circulating everywhere. Sometimes they get accumulated in the neck area. Other times they're like anywhere in the face. And then they go down and they go into shoulders, down to the arms, just like that. It's almost like artificially created overlay of the cardiovascular system, but it's composed of those micro, it's like a nanotechnology, but they really look like totally glass, transparent, crystalline nature snowflakes. They're all the same too. But the snowflakes, they can create a ball, they can unfold. Why do they do that? Ah, they kind of fold when you raise your vibration, when you're in a good mood and all those good thoughts and feelings. That's what they do because they cannot function anymore. They shut down and curl in a ball. But then I see there's like this kind of things. That's a shape. It's like an almond shaped type thingies, and they are like in your reproductive organs. There's three of them in the uterus area. I see them lighting up with kind of a red, orangey, bright, and it's like they send impulses to them when you're ready, and they can take your eggs out. Well, they used to do it until the age of 32 or 33, I see. They would do it almost every month to create their hybrids. And I see number 51. Well, they succeeded in this one clone. Out of 50, there's one clone, but the other 50 are the hybrids, as I understand. So the doing was those. Not only that they're trading them, but not off world. They're trading them in between the underground labs. So I understand. And they try to enhance the hybrids. They're trying to do something to use them in different programs to make them have more like artificial overlays of technology on their bodies. So what you do to take out the implant from the head carefully by yourself, and you put it in front of you, and then you take those different little snowflake type implants too. But what you do, you just create like a suction device. It almost looks like a big gun with a tube, and you just suck them out of your body. You also plant there's some little particles of gray. It almost feels like it's from some substances, like chemical substances. That would be like medication or vaccines or whatever like that. They use like heavy metal particles, they're gray. That's how I usually see them. There's like gray and mercury type droplets and all round circles. They're really tiny. You're sucking those into. And so it's done. When you open a portal, you throw that one out, the implant from the head, and then you just reach in and you get those from the from uterus, and you take them out. Very natural. They almost have like suction cups that they were put on the wall of your uterus, embedded into the mucous membrane almost. So you took them out, just threw them out. You close the portal. But then you ask those mantis. Well, I'm actually telling you to ask them for a contract. And I myself, I'm just asking them to who's in charge of the whole operation with that kind of insect nanotechnology to take over beings on the planet like that. And there's a pig. So there's like a guy in a blue suit with the color, it looks like a big triangle with the sides like this, the rim. And he's got like a big blue crystal. It's like a big round blue crystal on his chest. And that guy looks like a hybrid rather. Like a Nordic type being, with features of a reptilian, because his eyes turn from this perfectly blue, beautiful eyes into reptilian eyes. So he's the one in charge of that whole thing. He deals with reptilians, and they're the ones who give him technology and all that to do that. It's basically he needs a lot of energy in for those who work for him to conduct their experiments and to use them for different projects. He gives you some papers. It's not a book, it's not a folder, but it's like a bunch of papers in his claws. And you take it, you start looking through them. There's 18 pages. That stuff. And the first one is, you agree to donate your energy on a daily basis because they promised you something. They promised you to release you and those they caught, which is 68 of you, from your planet, and you had nothing to say against, because and you knew it was a deception. You knew what it was all about, but you basically you just sided with your soul energy pattern. It's like there's like a imprint, as I understand. There's like at the bottom, it looks like imagine a circle with different symbols inside the circle. That's how it looks. That's how you signed it. So you take it and you just like create a fire on the table you're sitting at. You created like a metallic table and you put fire on it and put the contract inside. It's like an open furnace type thing. Even rotate it too, just to make sure everything's burned up. And just open a huge portal. Basically what you do, you just draw it like this, like a big door, and you open it and you slide the whole table in there. And then you ask, oh, done was this one, he can follow the table. So he follows. There are interesting things. They're almost like very tall. This is from mantis, because mantis are next in the line. And I started seeing their implants because they light up. They're really they're like transparent also. They're more like, how this world, 1 second, I'm just called Sony. Like the tights, right? But not the tights, like a high, yeah, high knee socks, knee-high socks. Yeah, and those are the ones that put on your legs, but the end at the knee area. And those are some implants that are supposed to keep you kind of heavy on one spot, just like one spot, and you want to do something, you would feel the heaviness in your legs, and you would subconsciously trigger the program that they put in you. The better safe than sorry, and just like don't move too fast and too far, things like that. Because I see there's like a software attached to the implant here, what it is for. And there's also something that they put. It's like the little dot I see in the heart area. I'm zooming in, and it's basically like a little tiny rock, but it's perfectly round, polished, and inside it there's just light coming. You know what it is? This light turns down, basically how I see it, and interferes with that connection, mind and soul connection, like subconscious connection, and it would read off of your subconscious everything, how it communicates with you, and it records this information to understand it better. Then it just sends, and then it turns. The little polished rock, it turns, it goes in different direction. When it turns from there to up, it basically, like a satellite system, translates to them, to their lab, all the information to the database, and it happens automatically, just programmed to do that. So you take those knee-high socks off of you, and you take that implant from your chest out, and those are the mantis ones from that lab. You also just open another portal and put this one from the heart and those from the legs into the portal, and tell the mantis to call their boss, and the boss comes. It's like bright green with red eyes, and even have the wing. It has the wings on the back. I have a feeling they're just not really functioning. It doesn't use them because the other mantis don't have wings on the back. I can see him. So he says, well, his contract was in the contract, and you say, well, I don't believe you. There's got to be something I signed. And he brings you a paper. So actually, there are 2 pages of it because you lifted it. I see the second one. And that one, it's like up to 30% of energy goes to them because they're doing research. It's almost like they convinced you that they're using you to do research for the benefits of humanity, but it's really not. And you understand it now. But you just take that thing, and what you do, you just put it, it's 2 pages, you basically put it, and it's levitating in front of you. And then you do this with your hands, and do this, and it just like, it explodes into atoms, into molecules, into nothing. That contract, and you throw those implants out, you did that, and the mantis, the one in front of him, the boss, they all go into the portal. They just basically go going where they came from, but they completely disconnected from you now. And then I see those tall whites from Alaskan lab. And there's like a group of them. You asking them why they came in the group. And they say it's because the whole group is in control of that facility. And they're monitoring what is being done there. And you just ask them, give me the contract. They give you a metallic plate. It's like a metal square plate. And I see some symbol on top. I actually see that flying eagle again on the symbol. It's like a round in the middle on the square. It's almost like a disc inside the some sort of holder. Flying eagle. It's just a flying eagles group. Flying eagle group. But the background was always changing. Right now I see it on the blue and then I saw it on the black. I guess it depends. He says that it depends on the severity or how hard the mission is, that they would change the background. But you take this metal and you create like a portal with fire inside. It's like a spinning flame inside. And you put that particular thing in there. So it's just melting. It's melting around. What these guys did, the ones from the lab, it's just they created, you know, they periodically do. They put like imagine like a cloak made out of plastic. But imagine a cloak that goes on the back and on the front, and it completely covers you. That makes you not only they are able to get the information from you when you're in contact with people they would like you to be in contact with, and they read off the information off of that thing because it's the one that absorbs everything, but they also use it to program you. Because they come by in their spherical, this one's have a spherical shape, like a flat type of spacecraft, and when it shines this blue light, it's like it has the lights all around it at the bottom, and when it can come day and night or whatever they want at whatever time, and just shines, like creates circles. It's like a projection over you, and that's how they create this plasticky thing on you. I see that clearly. They even used to do it in the childhood, because they would push you by using that kind of outside implant. They would push you away from some people or would connect you to others, but those others would put you in kind of like low vibrational mode, and it's mostly like mental body. They would say something to you and they would not resonate. It would create this, it was like a sensitivity, your subconscious sensitivity disorder. From the particular words, like you feel vibration of the words used, and you've been like that since childhood, and that's what they've been trying to do. But they all of them though take the energy too. So because I see that they would take up to 75% of energy sometimes from you, because it's like, you know what I just saw? I just saw that you go back and forth from Andromeda to Sirius B, and that's how I felt I know you. because you work there in the underground labs, and that's where I work. And because I see you at the meeting. We have this meetings held there. There's like a very long table, and actually I see you there too. And you just come through a portal, and back and forth here and there at the same time, because it looks like our facilities are running different but the same in a way, type of genetic experiments to seed other planets, to create life, that thing. But you're the one who just does experiments in kind of the same way, but I also fly my craft too. And then I've seen you, I came to you too a lot. That's basically how we know each other. So I'm distracted from that thing. So I'm back into your energy sphere, and basically what your subconscious does, I see all these rays, so your soul and their rays, all those rays are kind of like extension of you leading to yet another parallel life, one of those, 119 lives, because there's 120. And you just like, you took like, almost like, it looks like something that you wipe with. It's like a sponge from the sea you created in your hand, and you wipe the moments when they would abduct you. You wipe the moments when they put they would retrieve your eggs, and they would try to make hybrids. And you disconnected from that clone too, of yours. Disconnected, and also went back to when it was created, and like you say, uncreated it, just canceled it. It was never created. And the hybrids that are all over the place, it would take a long time to see where everybody is. But yeah, those are just canceled them. The same thing. It's like a movie film, and then you take slides out, or you just cover them up and eliminate them, cut them out. That's what basically you're doing right now. You read this information off of me before, and then just like keep doing things. But then you also separate your mental and emotional bodies, because I see them separated. It's like you do a cleansing there, and you just you create some energy vortex in your head and put it in the mental emotional bodies in the heads there, and then they like pressuring out, like forcing out all the programs and all the belief systems, everything out, just to whatever you took as your knowledge from the childhood and made it yours, or believed in it and made it your program. It's all like coming out and out. And you just put like a portal at the on the floor, and that's where the whole thing is just going. So it's like it's dripping energy. So it's like the energy pushing, but it goes down, down, down. So I just fast forward to the moment you're done with that. They look clean. They look white, blue, transparent. You just reunite with your mental, emotional bodies right now. But then you're pointing at the DNA, because they've done all this manipulation. Let's check on it. So I see the strands of DNA, and I see them You just change them. You return them to the original ones. The way how I saw that at the lab, they changed them. I see you unwinding the whole thing, and it becomes, it becomes totally different. It glows light right now. It doesn't have any blockages that it had, yes, what we had before. And then you just, with that, you start raising your vibration. And I feel like the back of the head, that's where you feel a lot of heat. I feel it from you right now. And because there was this big implant in there, and what you do is your vibration, with your energy, you just use your energy to fill up all those. So this is done. Your DNA is back to normal. Because I saw all of a sudden it's connected, because you've been to a lot of galaxies. You've been traveling too. You had quite a few lives in different kind of parts of this universe. But you also know how to open portals and go in between the universes or space there. You call it your resting space. Sometimes you go there when you're totally exhausted and you're not gonna move. That's what your subconscious told me. And that is like being on a invisible hammock, basically just hanging in there and nothing bothering you. You forget about things you worry about. But then, yeah, I see your energy body clean now. And yeah, you can ask questions. Because we eliminated, so no, this clone is gone, hybrids are gone, timelines are changed. You send information also to all those 68 of you that were taken by the Nordics. So they got the information also, they can use it to liberate themselves. And you shot it as a wave of energy slash information to the star you were on to. So this one's all done. If you have any questions.
So I had many implants then.
Yeah, you did. Mm-hmm.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's amazing. And a lot of things that you were mentioning about what they were doing, it's exactly how I felt about my life. Like the socks one,
Mm-hmm.
I felt like I couldn't, I wanted to do something, but I was locked in place. I couldn't put the action into it. Things that
Yeah.
were meaningful for a good deed. I just couldn't. I was just not allowed to. That's how I felt. Same thing with um, observing the implant that was like going through my eyes, my ears, and that was in my brain. That one, I always felt like I was an observer in this life for some reason. I was locked in. I was just there to observe and being drained of my energy. Even though I know I'm fundamentally a very amazing soul, I just couldn't put it into good deed for anything. I would get
Yeah.
tired for nothing.
Yes, because they would just drain your energy so easily. And also I always forget to mention, but it's important to know that we all are, the way they created us is like we have this chakra overlays,
Hmm.
and those are like very thick energy type um, overlays of your energy centers. In reality, our energy has to flow, is supposed to flow naturally like a river flow. Nobody puts like any obstacles on the river like that,
Right.
like So, and you burn them up when you raise your vibration. So it just happens naturally. It's part of the implants, but those implants are totally from the matrix encoding system that your body
Wow.
is encoded in, and that's why they promote, oh, balance them out. But those are like access points for any entity who's around you who gains access to get into your energy sphere. And there's like a little opening in the middle of each overlay that you can literally put a straw in and drink your energy as a cocktail.
Yeah, that's well
So
put. That's very awesome. So from now, like now that we have taken you have helped me to take those implants away. So should I start having like more clarity, more energy? Will I start having an easy? I could just not even meditate. I was getting drained right away. It was that crazy. So these things are gonna come back.
yeah, they're gonna slowly come back because you're basically, I am like an instrument that your subconscious was using in the session, right? I was given
Yeah,
some suggestions, but it's you who was doing it, the whole
right,
thing. Um, so it was done in the etheric. Your energy body is totally clean. Your energy bodies are totally clean, and that is going to slowly come down into this very thick, rather reality. And because it's thick and dense, it's going to take time, you
right.
know. And
Yes,
I used to say, ask subconscious of a person how much time it would take, but then the people get so fixated on the particular time,
right,
uh, yeah, I just don't want to do that because I've seen times when subconscious would say, well, about 3 weeks, but then the person would start seeing great results in just a matter of few days, and
right.
so
Yeah, so it will be when it will be. So I'm totally cool with that. I don't need like a time frame for that. As long as I know that now today's it's my freedom day, and then from
mm,
there we'll just get better. Then it'll take the time it has to. I have the impression that it will be quicker than slower, just because I've been hungry for it for a long time, and I've been aware of these blockage that I didn't understand where they were coming from. And I'm never a pushy person when it comes down to these things. I let them be. It is when it's going to be, and it actually accelerates the process somehow. But um, I just I've already feel a lot better, a lot more free, a lot more myself. It's amazing. I feel like I'm breathing right now.
yeah,
So
yeah,
we have met.
mm-hmm, yeah,
That
yeah,
is
and
amazing.
there's a cave system underwater on Sirius B, and there are different labs. And I call it like international labs because there's a lot of beings from different galaxies come too.
Okay.
So the
Oh,
only
that's so
beings I
cool.
haven't seen there are Pleiades, and that's how I figured out that Pleiades are somehow the original ones left this universe, and they are what they've done. The Nordics, the Nordics connected
Mm-hmm.
with Nazis and all this reptilian Draco alliance. They
Yes.
substituted them with totally AI kind of beings. So when people like connect to Pleiades and meditation, just be careful because
Okay.
what you have to really do is you have to look into their eyes and touch them. Try to touch them, or even if you can't touch them, imagine your energy hand reaching and touching them, and
Okay.
create the strong intention to read their DNA. And by reading the DNA, they must shape shift into the original form. And then you would just see like the inside is totally computerized. It's just not a
Oh,
sentient
wow.
being.
That is so crazy. So, so now with everything that is happening, by freeing myself and having like things coming back to me and abilities and my energy and everything. So what's going on in on this earth right now? Will I be able to find more like my place, my mission, to be able to help, like to raise the consciousness to that next level?
Yes, because I mean, you always, you yourself as a creator being create your own mission. It's just they try to make us think that somebody else has to tell us what our
Mm,
mission is. It's done on purpose because they want to use you for different programs, different things. They want to control you and how to control you, unless they would make up, different spirit guides that would guide you. But who are those spirit guides? Those are from come from fourth dimension, and they're all hungry for your energy and hungry for you to
mm-hmm.
suffer. So what happens is some people notice it and they kind of figure out, because the spirit guide or whoever guardian angel would come would help, right? Well, they
Yeah.
would do it on purpose. They would help. It would be good for a little bit of time, but then you would have like a crash in energy, everything would go bad, super bad again. When you're the only one in your energy sphere, there's none of those beings. You're like in control of your own. It's like you're in control of your own spacecraft. You're just flying
Mm-hmm.
whenever you want to fly, and you create your own events. None of
Yes.
that, like the destiny, all this are all matrix concepts that they created. Well, that's your cross to bear. That's your destiny. That's how you learn. No, we're not here to learn, really. We're here to experience. I mean,
Yes.
even though that's a prison planet, but you still experience and you record the experience and you keep it in the essence as a valuable, knowledge. How not to get into this trip again, into this trap again, because there's hundreds of planets like ours taken over the same thing.
Oh, so we're not the only one.
No, I see like at least hundreds of
Wow.
the same type prison system infiltration. They create the government system, they create the solar systems of control, monetary system, boom boom boom, and you're like, it's all like brick walls, and they
Yep.
can use those systems to stop you in life. Let's say you have this great idea, but you don't have the money, right, to
Right.
implement that, or one way or another it's always some obstacle that they would find. Or now that you're clean, be aware that they will try to use people who are close to you, or people who are friends with you, or even people you don't know at the store or anywhere, that would try to kind of, not to attack you, but it's a strong word, but
Yeah,
rather
that's
try to bring your vibration down.
correct. And I was going to ask you about that. So, how do we protect ourselves from that?
Yeah, I just kind of, your power is your knowledge. Imagine 99.9% of people to begin with have entities standing in their energy sphere, controlling them, and implants all over the place on their bodies. The main implants they always put on like a back, like a spinal cord, and the
Mm,
head and the heart. So the heart is to desensitize, right? No
yes,
empathy, no feelings,
correct.
and then dictate them what to, I mean, they literally overtake the body of a person and they can just attack you out of the blue. And so, but just remember, that's not them. That's not, you just see was physicalize a person, but in fact they can be a reptilian or a mantis or anybody else walking into the
Mm-hmm.
body of that person and driving that vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
So
Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
I just ignore and try to stay in a neutral kind of, like an observer type
Yes.
mode.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
that sounds pretty good. So, and if I have more questions, can I text you through Skype?
yeah, you can ask me anytime. Yeah, as a matter
And
of fact, I always try to stay in contact just to
good.
know how people are doing.
So, last question. Those 68 of my kind that I've been taken away, that I just sent like a big signal, like I feel like I'm a beacon telling them, hey, wake up. Like things have to be done. We need to cleanse you to get on with your mission. Are they here or they're dispersed?
They're dispersed in some of them are even in different earths type. There's multiple earths. When I look at it, it's like a chain of
Mm-hmm.
earths
Oh
connected.
wow.
It goes like to eternity. Yeah, some of them are different ones, but they all got the information. See, the thing is, when you close your eyes and you go deep inside, you can talk to anybody telepathically, you know. You can
Yeah.
connect and
Yep. I've
you
been
can
doing.
send
It's funny.
information.
It's funny you saying that because I've been doing that since I was a little kid. I just didn't know who I was talking to be honest.
Yeah,
But I did
yeah,
get response, and when you're so indoctrinated with religion, you think you're talking to Jesus or to God or to an angel, but in fact you might be talking to your siblings from different earths, or whatever. It's not necessarily God. Does Can be anybody really.
right. Yeah, you have a very strong energy too. It's like when you talk, I see like a comet shooting through space. Like you're very fast, in action. Like that. So,
Well,
and
that's good. I'll be able to regain my energy so I can do something good with this to help, and as much as I can so we can win the war.
right, because before that, it's like your energy was also dispersed and you couldn't like put yourself together and focus on one thing. You couldn't hold the intention and focus. But the now it's all like natural flow because when we don't push, we flow so easily and the right people would come and the right circumstances would be created
Mm, yes,
for you by
yes,
you, basically.
yes, correct. Yes. Wow, that was such an enlightening and amazing session. I'm just like so happy right now.
I'm glad. Yeah,
um,
you vibrated this energy of kind of satisfaction, like, that's what I feel when I look at you right now, energetically. But I do see your energy body in your physical body, so you're all connected.
nice, beautiful. So, well, with this energy, what can I do? Like, can I do things to help people like you do, or this is just not my kind of mission, or what do you see this energy being good for?
To me, you're like, I see you when you were talking about it, your subconscious, it's like a metaphor. Imagine like a big sphere, right?
Uh-huh.
Like those snowflakes that you had as implants,
Mm-hmm.
but there's a center of it. You're the center. And you're glowing rays of energy all around you like a sun type thing. And I
Okay.
feel like you can make connections to people.
Yes.
And your type of you're very clear-minded leader type. That's what I feel. And that's what I see your subconscious is showing. You can what's going to happen that time period that I told you about, right? 1 to 2 years. It's like we're kind of reconfiguring the whole system.
Yep.
And the groups who did that, what they offered now at this point, right, was nanotech. They're separated. They're gonna be more and more separated from us, and we're gonna be more and more getting together in those groups. And then those groups would create a huge timeline, for us. And
Mm-hmm.
all of a sudden, there's like a reality split. And it's not like people think, oh, I'm gonna lose my family members. No, you're not gonna lose them. You actually, it's like, imagine there's like two tunnels that are totally transparent, and there is like a wall in between, but it's transparent. And you see
Right.
what they're doing. They're kind of like, it feels like you're in the same reality, but you're not. The things that
Correct.
happens to them is not your reality. So,
Right. Yeah, I understand that. It has to do with the vibration, the energy, and we're at that other level. So yeah, it feels that we're in the same reality, but we're not, and we know this, but they don't.
right. Yeah. Yeah, and you're just gonna be like connecting. I feel like you're also like a connector to people like that.
Yeah.
You just have this force of you, and people would follow you because it's like you're very they feel the power, and it just makes people calm and confident type thing.
Mm-hmm. It is funny. I did an astrology thing on me. It was somebody out of the blue that I met at the gym, and he said, "I'll pull your chart for free." And he did it, and it was extensive. I mean, wow, it was pretty amazing the work he was doing. He was doing that as his job. That was his main work. And one of the things he said, "You will be a leader in your own ways, but you will be helping people to whatever mission that you are on." So he said, "But you're meant to be leading." And when I was younger too, I did some personal growth classes. And I was the
Mm-hmm.
youngest one of the group. And again, they elected me as their leader. So I know I do have that capability. I was just so locked in, I couldn't see it happening at all, even though I knew it was there because I didn't have the energy. I couldn't even go out to do some social with people because it was draining me. The little small talk and just being around people was killing my energy. So I
Right.
was like, I won't never be able to fulfill this mission because I don't have what it takes right now, energy wise. And I think now I know why.
Right, yeah. Well, what you do when you go in groups like that, you just expand your energy sphere with intention, and the low vibrational people wouldn't even notice you. It's like a cloaking
True.
technology. So,
True, true. That is so true. And I think it's going to be even more true now that my boundaries, my energy is flowing freely instead of being so restrained and drained out.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also I see you. It's your like reading from your subconscious giving me information. You can create. It's in your mind. It's like we're creators. We can do whatever. So
Hmm.
like a bowl, and you put the information all you know, and you can sit and focus on this one person, and you transmit the information to that one person. A lot of times, even those people who seem to be asleep, they
Hmm.
would the fact like I tried it on my family, and it does wake them up. It's a very slow process, right, to see any results,
Okay.
but I saw it in my own like oldest son, like in a years or some things he would be interested in that he wasn't, and they're more related to what I'm doing,
Uh-huh.
things like that. Yeah, it's kind of
I'll
it's taught
definitely
me.
do that because
Right.
I do a lot of things where I try to I okay, I don't know if you ever heard of Greg Braden. He's like an author, but
Oh yeah. Mhm. Yeah.
he's amazing. He will connect things from the Bible or pieces of Bible that were not originally in the Bible that were found afterwards, and how we can it found how to make it as a technology. So the technology of prayer, for example, the prayer says that there's pieces in the Bible missing about it, but they found the new Gospel of Thomas that says if you marry the intention from the brain into the heart and you merge them as one and imagine that it already has come to pass, meaning it already, you imagine it already has happened and it's now a reality. That's a prayer and it will happen. So he's explaining how to connect the heart and the mind together to create a powerful tool to make your reality happen. They call that prayer in the Bible, but we call that, I don't
Right.
know. It's in power of the intention. I don't know if it's that.
Yeah, this thing about the prayer, it's like somebody prays on you. Think about every word has a vibrational
Yep.
frequency, and encode it into something. And the Bible itself, I see, I see like a reptilian, like a Draco reptilian writing it. So
Yeah,
I
I've
usually
never been attracted to the Bible, even though I'm trying so hard because everybody's talking about this and this and this about the Bible. I can't. I just can't put myself into reading it. I have no interest in it. For some reason, it's repulsive for me because my truth doesn't come from that book.
yeah, it doesn't resonate with you. That's why it's kind of like, you know,
Yep,
you just automatically reject it.
yep,
Well, that's just follow your intuition,
yep.
because you have this lots of knowledge there, and it's kind of open to you, and you don't need anybody to. You can create your own. See, if
Mm,
you create your own, you can call it whatever,
correct.
ritual or whatever, but it comes from your own essence. You as a
Yes,
creator, so nobody's interfering with your energy.
yes,
Just you, that's it. You can use it, no problem. But rather than see how they program us to always look for somebody else's help, and I mean,
yeah,
it's okay to look for somebody else's help, but when you receive the help, it's important for the person who gives it to say that, hey, I'm just giving you a little push with information, but you actually analyze and do everything yourself, and then you have to work on yourself by yourself also at a physical
yes,
level. So,
yes, yes. I understand everything you're saying. I get
yeah,
it. Yep.
I know you know it. I
Mm-hmm.
just I
Mm-hmm.
know, like, when people sometimes come and they think like, oh, it's done, nothing I have to do, but just totally the opposite. I'm just an
Oh yeah.
instrument.
But it's amazing. Thank you so much for taking the
Sure.
time and your knowledge and your gift to help me out this morning. It's so liberating and it's the most beautiful gift I could ever have right now.
Thank you. Thanks. I'll
Thank
turn
you.
off the recording. Let me see.